morning began like any other on the colony's edge. Cold wind sweeping through the dry alien grass, twin suns rising behind the hills, and the faint hum of machinery from the terraforming towers miles away. Thalen rubbed his eyes and sat up on his cot. The small homestead still quiet, except for the rhythmic clank of his father working in the shed. He dreamed again of the blue-eyed creature, the one that came at dawn to drink from the water trough. The same one his father always warned him never to approach. "Stay away from it, boy," his father had said the first time he'd seen it. "It's not a pet. It's dangerous." But Thalen couldn't see how something that looked half like a wolf and half like a dream could be dangerous. Its fur shimmered silver in sunlight, and its gaze, intelligent, almost human, seemed to pierce right through him. That morning, curiosity gnawed harder than fear. When the alien animal padded silently out of the mist again, tail low and ears twitching toward the east hills, Thalen grabbed his boots and slipped out. The ground was cool beneath his soles, dotted with blue moss that glowed faintly under the rising light. He followed at a distance. The creature, his father called them Valens, moved with uncanny grace, silent even over the crackling brush. Every few steps it turned its head, as if checking whether Thalen was still there. It wasn't running away. It was leading him. The hills rose higher than he'd ever dared to go, the air thick with the scent of iron and wild pollen. The settlement had always told children, never go beyond the ridges. Nothing human lives there, but Thalen kept following. After half an hour, the Valens stopped near a jagged rock formation and turned to face him. Its blue eyes glowed softly, intelligent, assessing. For a moment, he thought it might speak. Instead, it padded forward, nudged its head toward a narrow path between the rocks, then vanished into it. Thalen hesitated. His father's voice echoed in his mind. Some things on this planet aren't meant for humans. But the boy stepped forward anyway. The narrow pass opened into a hidden valley, lush and green, alive with strange flora. Trees with translucent leaves whispered in the wind. Pools of light blue water steamed faintly. In the middle of it all stood something unmistakably human, an old shuttle hull, scorched and half buried in vines. Thalen's breath caught. He'd grown up believing his father had been one of the first colonists here, sent by the Alliance 30 years ago. But this wreck was older. Its markings faded, from before the colonization program even started. The Valens stood by the entrance, waiting. Thalen ducked inside the broken hull. Dust and old metal smell filled the air. He brushed past a collapsed wall and found a flickering console, still faintly powered by an ancient cell. On the floor were old uniforms, Alliance logos half-ripped, and a photo sealed in a cracked frame. A woman stood beside a younger version of his father. She had silvery fur on her arms, and her eyes, those bright, unmistakable blue eyes. The Valen made a low, mournful sound behind him. Thalen turned slowly. It wasn't just an animal. Now, in the filtered light, he could see faint patterns under its fur, veins that glowed faintly with bioluminescence, and scars shaped like surgical marks. It stepped closer, nose almost touching his hand. Then a voice, soft, feminine, not from its mouth but inside his head, whispered, "You've come back, child of mine." Thalen stumbled back. What are you?" The Valen's gaze softened. "Your mother," he froze. His mind couldn't process it. His mother had died when he was an infant. At least, that's what his father always said. But the voice in his head, the emotion in those words, it was too real to be a trick. Images flooded his thoughts. Memories that weren't his. A human man cradling a silver-haired woman. A laboratory exploding in blue fire. Soldiers in armor dragging her away while she screamed his father's name. Thalen fell to his knees. No, you can't be her. Your father saved me from them," the Valen whispered. "But I was dying. He used alien genetics to keep me alive. My body changed, but my mind stayed. I've watched over you since the day you were born." Tears blurred his vision. "Father lied to me," the creature lowered its head. He feared what you'd think, what others would do if they knew. Footsteps echoed behind them. Thalen turned sharply. His father stood in the doorway of the wreck, his face pale, eyes shadowed. "I knew you'd find her one day," he said quietly. "Why didn't you tell me?" The man sighed, shoulders heavy. "Because the world we live in doesn't forgive this kind of truth. Your mother was part of the research team sent here before the colonization. They were trying to merge human and local DNA to survive the atmosphere better. She was their first success, and their first mistake." He stepped closer, eyes glistening. "When the project went rogue, they ordered her terminated. I ran, we hid. But she was changing faster than I could stop it. The only way to save her mind was to let her body evolve fully." He looked at the Valen, at her. "She became what she is now. Still my wife. Still your mother." Thalen shook his head, voice breaking. "All these years. She was living out here alone?" "Not alone," his father said. "I visited her when I could, brought her food, medicine. But after the patrols started scanning for alien signatures, I had to stop." The Valen, his mother, tilted her head toward him. "He never stopped loving either of us. Even when I forgot words, silence fell, heavy and painful. The wind outside shifted, carrying a metallic scent. Then came the sound of engines. Thalen's father stiffened. They found us." Through the broken hull, Thalen saw 2 drones hovering over the ridge, Alliance insignias glowing red. They were scanning for unauthorized alien life. His father moved fast, grabbing an old rifle from the wall. "We can't let them see her." But before he could act, the Valen stepped forward, eyes blazing brighter than ever. "No, I will not hide anymore." Her body shimmered, fur glowing with blue light. The ground trembled as she unleashed a pulse of energy that rippled through the valley. The drones faltered midair, their lights flickering out before they crashed into the rocks. Thalen could only stare, awed and terrified. When the light faded, she turned to them, breathing hard, her glow dimming. "They will send more." His father dropped the rifle. "Then we run again." "No," Thalen said, voice steady now. "We don't run anymore. We tell the truth. About her. About what they did." His father looked at him, torn between pride and fear. "You don't know what that means, son. They'll take you. They'll call you impure." "Then let them," Thalen said. "If they want to erase what we are, they'll have to erase the truth too." The Valen reached out with her mind, brushing his thoughts like a caress. "You carry both our worlds in you. Maybe that's what they need to see." The sky above them rumbled. More drones appeared on the horizon, a swarm of red lights closing fast. Thalen took his father's hand, then looked at his mother, at the creature who had once been human, who still loved like one. "We go home," he said. Together, the 3 of them stepped out of the wreck. Wind roared through the valley, carrying the scent of ozone and alien flowers. The drones descended, scanners humming. Thalen stood tall between them. "This is my mother," he shouted into the sky. "She's alive because of what you did to her, and I won't let you erase her again." The nearest drone hovered, lens focusing. A voice crackled through its speaker. "Unidentified hybrid detected. Surrender immediately." Thalen didn't move. The Valen raised her head, eyes burning like twin suns. "If they see me as a monster," she whispered in his mind, "then let them know monsters can love too." Blue light erupted once more, brighter than before, enough to blind the sky. When it faded, the drones were gone. The valley stood silent, and Thalen, blinking through the afterglow, saw his mother's shape fading into mist. She smiled once, soft, human, and whispered one last time, "Live free, my son." Then she was gone. His father sank to his knees, tears cutting through the dust on his face. Thalen looked out over the hills, wind whipping through his hair, and knew the world would never be the same again. Because that morning, when he followed the alien animal beyond the hills, he hadn't just found his father's secret. He'd found the truth of what it meant to be human, and something far beyond it.